In a small town, among old streets and abandoned buildings, hid the lair of a sinister clown whose story terrified the locals. Legend had it that he was once a merry entertainer, but one day chose a terrible path and forgot who he really was. His name was Ono. The quest performance, The Story of Ono the Clown, opened in the city center, promising participants an unforgettable experience and the fear they were about to face. But no one suspected that behind this attraction lurked a real threat. Emily and her friends decided to test their nerves and signed up for the quest. When they entered the old building, they were greeted by a gloomy corridor leading into darkness. Soon, Ono the Clown appeared in front of them in his intimidating makeup and creepy laugh. He beckoned them onward, promising that the real ordeal was just beginning. The team found themselves in a maze of narrow corridors and dark rooms. In each room, horrible trials and traps awaited them. The walls were decorated with scary paintings, and it seemed as if the eyes of clowns were watching their every move. The smell of old age and rot lingered in the air, and eerie sounds were heard in the distance. When they reached the deepest part of the den, Emily noticed an old note pinned to the wall. It said that Ono the Clown was luring his victims to this place to take their souls. With each new experience, the fear grew, and the friends began to realize that this wasn't just a game. In one of the rooms, they found an old clown doll with creepy laughter pouring out of it. Suddenly, the doors slammed shut, and the walls began to shift, trying to crush them. At the last moment, Emily found a hidden lever and opened a secret door leading outside. When they got out into the fresh air, their hearts were still pounding with fear. But the worst was ahead. Emily noticed that there was a mark left on her arm, a small bloody print of a clown's paw. That night, she had a nightmare where Ono the Clown came for her soul, his eyes glowing with sinister fire. The next day, Emily decided to go back to the old building to figure out what had happened. But when she approached the place, she found nothing but wasteland and ruins. There was no trace left of the Ono Clown's lair. Weeks later, Emily still felt his presence. Every night she heard his eerie laughter, and she thought the clown's shadow flickered in the corner of her room. She knew that Ono the Clown would not leave her alone until he took her soul. Emily realized that she had to find a way to free herself from this curse. She began researching everything she could find about Ono the Clown and his victims. One day, deep in the depths of internet forums, she came across a legend that the only way to defeat Ono was to burn his lair and all objects associated with him. Gathering all her courage, Emily returned to the vacant lot with a can of gasoline and a lighter. She set the ruins on fire and watched the fire devour the remains. At that moment, she felt an invisible weight leave her shoulders. Ono the Clown could no longer haunt her. But every time she saw the clown in an image or in a movie, her heart began to beat faster, and that terrible night in Ono's lair came into view.